the coronavirus. While the CDC is struggling to test patients and stores are running out of cleaning supplies, we're finding out just how fast this thing can spread.
New alarm bells ringing tonight on the coronavirus outbreak in this country.
There are now more than 150 cases in a growing number of states. A New York City lawyer is hospitalized. His wife, daughter, and son testing positive. A family friend who he spent time with is also positive, as are his wife and 3 children. Officials also announcing the neighbor who drove the lawyer to the hospital has the virus. The neighbor's children are being tested. The governor says no need to panic.
Okay, there's definitely a need to panic. Because the only time people say there's no need to panic is when there's something to panic about. Like a pilot never comes on the PA like, ladies and gentlemen, no need to panic, but we've landed. You'd be like, and nothing, there's no need to panic. Because that graphic is especially scary. Did you see that thing? Look at that. Like everyone got the virus. That guy got the virus, then his wife got the virus, his kids got the virus, his neighbor got the virus, probably everyone sharing his Netflix account got the virus, huh? The guy who drove him to the hospital got the virus, which means the car's GPS probably got the virus as well. Just like, turn right now, coughing, touching face. No GPS, don't touch your face! You don't even have a face! Now, leaders all over the world are handling corona in very different ways. You know, some are panicking and some are not doing enough. Luckily for all of us here in the United States, there's one person who isn't worried at all.
We have a report today, the global death rate at 3.4%, and a report that the Olympics could be delayed. Your reaction to that?
Well, I think the 3.4% is really a false number. Now, this is just my hunch. It's because a lot of people will have this, and it's very mild. So I think that that number is very high. I think the number, personally, I would say the number is way under 1%.
Yes, good news. Trump has a hunch that coronavirus is not as deadly as people think. In fact, he personally has a feeling that the death rate is lower than 1%. What the is that? I've got a feeling is a phrase that should only be reserved for low-stakes situations. You know, like whether tonight's gonna be a good night. And honestly, I don't know why Trump is doing this. Like, why is he being like, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that, he's acting like the virus is no big deal. No one is blaming Trump for coronavirus. People just don't want him ignoring it, like it'll just go away. This is a global pandemic, not his son, Eric. And by the way, why was Fox News showing the White House for that call? I mean, based on where Trump spends most of his time, it's more likely he was at Mar-a-Lago or KFC. I mean, I don't even know why they did that. Right, and finally, here's a fun story to lighten up your day. You know how everyone always tells you to not text while driving because it can lead to a disaster? Well, this next driver should have taken that advice.
Please stop what you're doing and take a look at your screen. Check out a major fail after a man passed his driving test. Just 10 minutes later, yeah, that same man, he drove his car into a river. It happened in southern China. Reports say he was trying to avoid those pedestrians on the bridge. Apparently, he was reading, get this, messages on his phone congratulating him for passing his driver's test.
There are so many things about this story. First of all, he was trying to avoid that. Why didn't he just stop? Like that thing, it went bad so fast. It looked like the driving version of Mike Bloomberg's campaign, you know? It was like, I'm the only one who can, Elizabeth Warren!